Hi, Gerhard Bloom, once again looking at the tyranny and the delusions of the social justice movement. So yes, Claudine Gay, president of Harvard, has resigned. And of course, you've got deluded leftists claiming that her resignation was the result of racism. Yeah, racism. Now, let's look at the facts here. If you consult Claudine Gay's academic record, there is absolutely no way she would have been appointed president of Harvard or any other university, any serious university, as president with her scholarship. This is before the allegations of plagiarism arose, right? On the very surface of it. And a black woman, are you as tired as I am of these pronouncements, these banner wavings? First black woman president of Harvard. Well, it's not a major achievement if you're looking to appoint a black woman as president, regardless of the fact that they don't qualify for the presidency. No. And no, she is not some poor black woman who scraped and strove through the oppression and poverty and dysfunction and crime in the inner city to overcoming these huge obstacles. No, she went to private elite schools before. She's been living the life of privilege all of her life. Yes, elite private schools before she got into elite universities. And then she gets, on the basis of very scanty work and publishing, she gets appointed to the president of Harvard. Absolutely not. That was racism. She was, yes, affirmative action. She was a diversity hire. That is obvious on the very surface of it. And here's something else to consider. There was a rock star economist at Harvard, Roland Fryer. He got marched out of that institution under, specious allegations of sexual harassment. Who was, leading the chorus of those marching him out? Yes, Claudine Gay. Oh, need I mention? Roland Fryer, black man, but a serious academic, right? Why did nobody stand up in defense of Roland Fryer? Well, in a number of his academic studies, including one very important study, black men killed disproportionately by the police. So Roland Fryer, expert economist, ran the numbers, and he did what's called regressive analysis. So you disaggregate all of these potentially conflicting variables, and when you look at incidents of police shootings and you control for all the necessary variables, police are less likely to shoot a black man than a white man under similar circumstances. That was his finding, and nobody has yet to refute those findings. So no, you couldn't have an academic scholar speaking against the narrative at Harvard University. So out of the institution. And this is Claudine Gay, a champion for human rights, right? Yeah, a defender of human rights, except when she's in front of Congress and she says, calling for the death of Jews, the genocide of Jews, might not necessarily, conflict with Harvard's hate and bullying standards. But if you actually start killing Jews, well then yes, you'll get marched off to the DEI office and you will get a stern talking to. But you say that man in a dress is actually a man and not a woman, because it's not a woman, it's just a man in a dress, you will get bumped out of Harvard. Done, right? Because you are spreading hate. And in addition to being a champion of human rights, yes, she also claims in her resignation letter that she's also, a scrupulous defender and advocate of intellectual inquiry, right? Intellectual inquiry. Except she's not. About 50 instances of failure to cite sources. There's one deluded leftist on CNN. Well, she didn't actually steal these ideas. Like, she borrowed the ideas without giving, proper attribution. That's plagiarism. That's stealing other people's ideas. Amongst the people's whose ideas she stole, Carol Swain, brilliant Black author. I read her book. I cite it in I cite her work, right? Because she's a serious scholar, serious ideas. She deserves credit for her ideas. She wrote the book, The New White Nationalism, talking about how exactly this leftist ideology, this, oppression narrative about the blacks and, diversity, equity, inclusion. You know who else loves this language? The new white nationalists. They're saying, they're racist, told you so, we're racist. Which team are you on? You're not black, you're being discriminated against whites, join our team. I don't want anything to do with it. Racism is racism. And Claudine Gay, she's not drummed. She was hired because she was black and a woman. And Harvard clung on to her as long as it could, right? Because, they don't want to be seen getting rid of a black woman, right? Oh, historic. It's not historic when you go out and look for, there's a black woman. You want to be president of Harvard? And then we can pat ourselves on the back for, the first black female president of Harvard. No, nonsense. This is leftist tyranny, and it has got to stop. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. I'll add this little bit. Banned from TikTok. Yep, spreading hate. Violating community standards. Undoubtedly, if you're watching this video, it is on YouTube. All of the videos you see on YouTube, those are the same videos that were on TikTok and got me banned. Not a single one is spreading hate. I am, calling out the nonsense, and that is enough on TikTok to get you banned. Awful. I'm having coffee today, Starbucks. Having coffee, talking to a man. He's got a little daughter there, and I say, this toxic gender ideology, gender dinosaurs, gender unicorns, they're going to be asking your daughter what part of her feels like it might be a little boy. And there's a 50-year-old dude swimming against 13, 14-year-old girls in Ontario, showering in the girls' room. The girls are terrified. I get some staff member, a young woman, saying, no, that language is completely inappropriate. You're spreading hate, and this is a place of inclusion. It's a safe space. I said, inclusion? I said, well, you're obviously excluding me. I'm not spreading hate. Did anything I say advocate hate or violence? No. Did anything I say, was that a misrepresentation of the fact? Well, it's a person who identifies as a woman, so ergo he still remains a man, and the girls are terrified. How inclusive is that? I get kicked out of there. And of course, I told her, yes, you are a fascist for social justice. That's what you are, with your little Nazi boots, telling people what they can and cannot say in Canada. This is a free country, and here you are policing my speech, you little fascist for social justice. This is an incident, and all of the other incidents whereby I've been kicked out of a place, bar, restaurant, anywhere. Number one, that's the first time in my entire life I've been kicked out of anywhere. Awful. These fascists for social justice, you speak against their lies and you are spreading hate. Inclusive space. It's not inclusive space. Ask Roland Fryer if Harvard is an inclusive space. Speaking against the lies, that will get you canceled. This ideology is fascism. Fascism for social justice. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Do check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice. I promise you, it's important. Not because I wrote it because it's important. And if you've read the book, please do drop a review. It makes a huge difference out there. Every review you see is a legitimate review, right? I didn't have the money to fund some company that, fraudulently provides reviews, right? No. Honest reviews from people who took the time to read the book. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Bye-bye now.